Hello, we're back, and guess what we're going to be working on? We're going to be working on these lichens, and this is by the sculptor Doris Moyer, I think, if I said her name right. And yeah, I always use authentic kits. I get them from Irresistibles, McPherson's, directly from the sculptors like Cassie Brace and Laura Lee Eagles, and let's see, Trueborns, Dolls by Sandy, places like that. I do not buy my kits on Amazon or Temu or AliExpress or Walmart. I don't deal with fake kits, stolen kits. I only buy authentic. So I know these are the real deal. I got these from Irresistibles. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now I've scrubbed them up really good in some hot soapy water, and they are ready to prime. And the reason I prime them is because the new vinyl is pretty slick in spots, and I have trouble getting the paint to stick in some areas, like the tips of the ears, the nose, some parts of the cheek. It's just weird random. So I want to make sure that the paint sticks, and I'm going to be using my Irresistibles paint primer thing. It's a heat set. I used Genesis heat set. I stocked up before they went out of business. But Irresistibles makes Phoenix paints, BC paint. I think you can get that from Dolls by Sandy, and I'm sure there's other what do you call it, oil-based or heat set paints. I really like these Irresistibles mediums. They remind me a lot of, it's my glasses. They remind me a lot of the Genesis, and it's pretty much the same kind of application and technique and all that other stuff that you want to call it. So I got a dog. What do you want outside? I got a dog wanting out, so give me just a second. Yes, I know. I see you. Okay. Give them a second, and they only run out the bigger part. Give them a second, and they will take they will take it off. They're like, they knocked into stuff, and they almost knocked my rolling cabinet thing down because the extension cord is next to it. It's crazy, but anyway, it's all good. I let them outside. It was raining earlier last night. Still pretty gross this morning, so they haven't actually gotten to run around until just now. Got some pent up something. If I could only bottle that energy, I could sell it for a fortune, couldn't I? Alright, this is primer. It's going to go everywhere. I haven't had a problem yet with rooting off of the primer. But for the sealer, I would definitely not put the sealer where you're rooting. What's this? What is this? Get off. Alright, now, when we get this all done, and we're going to do thin layers, so pat, pat, pat. When we get this all done, we're going to bake it 3 times, 260. I'm going to set the first time for 11 minutes because I want it heated up. And the next time, we'll do 9 minutes and 9 minutes. Anyway, you want to bake it 3 times. But you definitely want it hot enough to set. Well, I'm not going to be all super duper picky and trying to get it in that little area between the skull and the crease on the ear. Just get it good as it gets. I wouldn't like spend extra time and try to get down in there because you're just gonna end up pulling it back out with a brush. So if it doesn't get on thin enough, when you bake it, it will dry white, and you don't want a bunch of white goop everywhere. So Make sure you patted everything down. On the little edges, and all the creases. And we're going to go back over the creases with, oh man, that sounded bad. We're going to go back over the creases with one of those crease brushes that I use. Wipe them out, make sure there's nothing that's going to stick in there. Paint likes to pool where it doesn't, where it's not supposed to. I do little bits at a time because it's just easier to make sure it's thinner. Like I said, you don't want it super thick. Better thin than thick. I'm not going to be digging around inside its mouth. I don't need it there. So I'm just going to put a surface area we can see. This little baby has the cutest face. This is the NYX kit. Little open-eyed baby's NYX. And the closed one, the closed-eyed one is Celine. And she has a new one coming out, guys. And it's got its mouth open. And I have not seen it completely because she's been teasing us with little blurry pictures. She's rotten that way. You heard me. Rotten. Yeah, she's building up the intensity of it. But she's a very good sculptor. I love her work. She also does human babies, too. And you can find her stuff on Irresistibles, and pretty sure you can find them McPherson's and Trueborns and Sandy's too, but you'll have to, don't quote me on that though. But anyway, she does these, and I don't know if she does any other fantasy babies, but she definitely does humans. Get down on that ear just a little. Oh, it's getting difficult, this neck flange here. There we go. Oh, and if you guys are interested, there is a group for these babies. It's called Lichen Life, I'm pretty sure. And I'll try to remember to put a link in the description so you guys can find it on Facebook. They do. There's different artists make different versions of this kit, and they're all really cool. Some really talented artists out there. Now I'm going to paint one of these like a fox, and the other one I'm going to venture out and do something just a smidgy different. Hang on just a minute, I gotta take a look. Yeah. Kitty cat is something else. He's got his train to open the bedroom door for him. Alright. Probably want to see what I'm doing, huh? I've used quite a bit of this since I got it like last month. Probably should order another jar. This is the biggest jar that they have. Well, it looks like I got about 2/3 left, so I guess I won't need to order super fast. I love this stuff. It smells weird. Trust me. It smells really weird. Woo! But you'll love it. let's make sure we get. Now it looks greasy and it feels tacky, like you can hear it. So, and it doesn't dry, guys, so don't say, oh, I'm gonna wait till it dries. It does not dry until after you've baked. Let's see. Make sure I don't have any white blobs. Where is this fuzz coming from? Like, oh, come off. Okay, so I washed these really quick today, and instead of waiting for them to dry, I put them in the oven and heated them up. Not super long, just like 5 minutes. Just so that the water would dry up so I could start painting on them today. And we are going to go over it, make sure we've got all of it on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bake the heads together. And in case you guys are wondering, you say, hey, when I bake a head, it like flops all over the place and it ends up landing against the metal, and then, you know, I don't want it to burn or whatever. What I do is I take a washcloth and I roll it up burrito style, and then I put it around the back of the neck. So if it starts the tip, it's got something to control it from both sides and in the back. So if it starts the tip over, it'll catch it. But I roll it up, put it behind the neck. And make sure you're using white towels in there, because you don't want the dye to transfer and end up with little red babies and blue dye and orange dye. You don't want any of that on there. When you heat up something like that that's got dye on it, that's when it leaches out. So don't be doing that. This head is big. These babies are big heads. I think it's the ears. They're deceptively big because of the ears. Especially these are tipsy in the oven, I found, because of the ears. And I did not do the creases on the other one. I just now realized that. Darn it, I was too busy talking. And I got distracted by the animals. So give me just a minute. We'll go back over that one. Okay, she's cute. Hang on just a second. We're gonna get a brush. And let's see if I can find one. Give me just a half a second here. Okay, so we got a brush. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit these creases real quick. I don't want that one. That one's kind of spread out. Okay, so I want one that's not so spread out. So I'm gonna hit all the creases. Ooh. Goodness, those are little. Get off there. There's a little hair. Oh no. We're gonna make sure we get all those off. We don't want any little fuzzies and. Okay, those nose creases are pretty big, so I'm gonna double check to make sure they're all cleaned out. And you can feel it kind of sticking against the brush there. Come here, baby. Oof, my fingers are getting stuck in the flange. Now I am using extremely light, feather light pressure on this brush because for one, I don't want to fray out the bristles, and for two, I don't want to like wipe off a whole bunch. I'm just trying to wipe and dab at those creases. Okay, there we go. Let's continue, shall we? Shall we continue? This is going to be a long video, guys, because I want you to see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm spreading out the primer because I don't want it globbing up on me. Around the edge. Try to get control when you're doing this. I'm going to go ahead and do the crease on this thing before I forget. And again, I'm just kind of dabbing at it. I seen somebody in that liking group make these into little rats, and I was like, oh, they're so cute. So definitely go to that Facebook page and check out everybody's versions. I've seen one as a cheetah. I've seen them as a, I wouldn't say vampire, but they were more on the human looking side. And Heather Angel from Fallen Angels Nursery did that one, and she's a prototype artist. So if you go to buy the kit and you're looking at it and you see the one that looks more like a little human with like human hair on its head, that's Heather's. And this is the one that I'm doing as the fox, and the other one I'm going to do it more human. So you guys will have two different versions to pick from. I haven't quite decided if I want to do more ethnic skin tone on the human looking one. I'm thinking that would be cuter than the Caucasian baby. Or I could try to go with like olive skin tone, although I have yet to master that. You guys follow along with Sue Ellen, and she has a Patreon, and she has lots of videos on there to show you how to do different skin tones. So I would highly recommend checking out her Patreon. And I'll see if I can find a link to that. Maybe it'll help you guys out. I'm going to have to write this down, otherwise I'm going to forget to tag. Well, not tag, but I'll forget to put everything down. So you guys can follow along. You'd be like, hey, you said you left something in the comments and I didn't see you do it. If that ever happens, please let me know, and I'll try to find the thing I promised I would put down. My memory is not great, because usually I'll do several at once, and then I'll wait to do 2 or 3 or 4, and then I'll go back and upload them all at the same time, and sometimes I forgot. Oh yeah, I was going to tag this person, or yeah, I was going to put this link in the thing. Oops. I'm not very remembering sometimes. I'm kind of forgetful. Oh, and another thing is, if you don't have one of these lichens, but you want to know how to make a fox out of, say, another kit, and you'd be like, oh, I can make an alternative one out of this, and then if you're like super talented and you add little teeth, like vampire teeth, or you can make the ears pointy or anything like that, or even if you just want it to look like a fox and not have to do all those extra detailing things, I'll still show you how to do it, so you can still follow along. Alright, Miss Celine and all her little wrinklies. All her wrinklies. Yeah. All her little wrinklies and her little mouth. She's so cute. You know what? I bet she takes a modified pacifier. What do you bet? I mean, look how wide that mouth is. I think you could possibly do that. Okay, and then you double check to make sure there's no fuzzies, because once you bake it, that thing will set in there. Oh, there's no fuzzy. Alrighty, there we go. Oof. Okay, what I'm gonna do is one set of limbs, and then you guys can do the other set of limbs. It'll be the exact same. I just want you guys to see how they're done. I don't want to make this video like an hour and a half long. I'm exaggerating. Hopefully it wouldn't be that long, but I don't want to make this video super duper long. It's kind of, you feel overwhelmed when you see a video and like, oh my goodness, this thing is 55 minutes long? Holy cow, I don't have time to watch all that. So let's try to cut this down to just one arm and one leg, and then maybe it'll only be about 35-40 minutes. Let's be reasonable. It'll probably be 45. It'll probably be 45 minutes. I don't know. I'm gonna try to hurry. I took too long with the heads. Do the best you can. These little things have claws. Look, little claws. They're so cute. She put a lot of detail into these babies. Well, I'm determined to pick up fuzz, aren't I? It's this thing. It's sticky, tacky. And tacky is a fuzz magnet. Okay, I'm going to do around those nail beds because they are so detailed. They stick up a little. afraid I'm going to end up with white globs there. Look at all these wrinkles. It's just amazing how she did that. And there's something in my... It's driving me nuts. Hang on, guys. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I don't want to end my paint. Well, seriously, I don't know what that is. It's a little black blob and it won't come out. Weird. I don't know what that was. Something was in my paint. And more fuzz. What in the world? Get off. Urgh. And I hope you guys don't have as much trouble as I'm having. That is not, that's a brush bristle. That was a brush bristle. Lots of fuzz. Okay. Man, this is going to drive me crazy. I hope it doesn't do this forever. It's picking up, like I did lashes on those other guys, and I think there's like pieces of lashes that I cut. Pretty sure that's what it's picking up on this table here. I didn't change the pad. Okay. Yay! Look at there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, ouch! We're going to do this. I'm going to mix up paint to do a base coat. So that'll be the next video. And we'll get some base coat down. Definitely want to make it darker so whenever I start doing lighter paints, it'll show better. No, wait. Lighter and then darker. Woo, look at there. I messed up. I'm going to put a layer of white on this baby. Just to kind of give it a little bit of a lighter start so that the darker paints will show up better. That's what I'm trying to say. I actually did that with one of the mermaid babies that I made. Not mermaid baby. It was the Atlantis, Princess Atlantis. What the heck was that? Seahorse baby. And it made a big difference. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, there's an arm. Oops. Let's do a leg, shall we? Ooh, sticky. Black. Okay. As you notice, I start at the feet and go up towards the thighs, start at the hands, go up towards the shoulders. Yeah, the shoulders. Man, I can't remember. The shoulders, because you want something solid to hang on to. And if you started here and you're pouncing down, then when you get to the bottom, it would be a little harder to control. And I have washed my hands very well, so I'm not worried about oil transfer like skin oil. So some people wear gloves, which is fine. Definitely do that if you have like some kind of hand lotion on, or you think that you wouldn't be able to keep the kit clean, so, but you don't have to. You don't have to use gloves. Alright. Alright, there's the feet. And I think my dogs are wanting back in, so I may cut this video off short because it's probably a little muddy out there and I'm gonna have to wipe dog feet, so. But anyway, you've got the idea. You're gonna go little creases, keep them dried so you don't end up with white in there, and toenails there. And then you're gonna do these creases on the thighs too when you get them done. So double check, make sure everything got done and there's no fuzzies on there, and then bake 3 times, 260 for 8 minutes, 9 minutes, something like that. 3 times, cool down in between each bake, and then you're ready to paint. Okay, thanks guys.